What's good? It's your boy Czar, All Rights Reserved. So, after doing a slight investigation of my own understanding, so here's what the understanding is. Looking through social media, they actually found a SoundCloud that belonged to this rapper they're looking into. And on this SoundCloud, believe it or not, there was songs produced by Amari. So it was literally looking at the footprints of Amari. And what's crazy is months ago, I told if anyone has anything related to any of these people, get it off. But you might not have followed that because you probably weren't following me. But I bet now you will, because I'm telling you now, like, stuff coming out is crazy. And a lot of times people put up different things. They don't understand. They're like, show this, show that. Let me tell you something. Because I know you niggas really don't know how this works. You never really dealt with a lawsuit. And it's not like they always talk about anything but giving their opinion. Or the seriousness in what's talked about isn't really serious. It's fuckery. Let's just put it that simple. What we're talking about is really serious to the point where I get messages talking to people behind the scenes. And I'm going to just tell y'all like this. There is something very serious that if this is occurring, a major crime is being committed in the midst of the situation. Now, I'm not trying to pursue this topic. I'm not trying to bring it up. But someone is claiming to me they have evidence of who planned it, why they planned it, and what they were trying to do with it. Now, when it comes to that, I see people trying to send me stuff all the time. I know you guys are frauds. You don't think I look into it? Like, sometimes people get sent stuff, they just start talking about it. I ain't never moved like a sucker like that. You know I look into what I'm saying. And that's part of why you can't get me like that. So when stuff's happening like that, and this one was put on by a higher level than just commenters, like, it's crazy. Like, they're showing me things that they say is evidence, and I don't have nothing to compare it to make it evidence. They tell me they're lying in wait for somebody to pop up. I don't know what that means. So I honestly can't tell you in detail. But I can tell you why they're looking into this SoundCloud rapper. It's because they saw Amari's name producing on her SoundCloud songs. And as you know, Amari was caught up in some stuff dealing with it. So they're looking at connections around the fact and who's connected with who. My advice in this situation is if you're in any type of communication or connection with a lot of these people, I would rethink my production. I would rethink my association. You just can't be caught up when people are moving sloppy. That's the first rule of freedom. When someone moves sloppy, when they talk sloppy, when they introduce stuff sloppy, and they do it all sloppy, recklessness, showing this and that, saying, I got proof of this and that. When they're showing it, you gotta be careful. Do you know how many receipts I led people to? It's their option to go look. If I put that on my platform, a lawsuit comes down, I'm held liable. I don't think they know how that stuff works. You will be pulled into it if you have predisposed knowledge of a situation you're blatantly claiming to and showing some type of evidence to. I'll let you go look. I give you the names, I direct you where. I'm just very careful with that because I know how quickly it can happen. If you didn't know, I was already at war with this series dealing. See, that's the problem. These dudes never been to war. Like, it's one thing to get up and make media, but when you go to war over your media, you begin to understand factors and ways you're moving and different ways to do things. There's a time where I'll show it on the screen, and there's a time where I can't do it. I'll lead you to it, sometimes I won't. There's reasons for everything. And I hope in the future you'll understand, maybe when you get more understanding how law works and things, especially with how they're putting cases on cats these days as we're talking about, you begin to understand the broader picture. Let me tell you, the biggest thing that made an impact to me to understand it, I remember when I went on shout out to the one of the best media moguls in the game, the Star Report. I went on and I was telling him a story dealing with the lawyer, and he was like, ho, he cut me off a few times. I actually looked it up and I understood. I'm like, wow, it's that serious that just me mentioning a situation could pull him into a case to speak on that behalf of knowing with me telling that. So when that happened and I understood that, I said to myself, yeah, I'm gonna have receipts there, but I want to direct people towards the receipts rather than me show it on my platform. That easy. You can be under a case. That's what I'm saying. When you been to war like we been to war over here, y'all know what I'm talking about in the comments. Dealing with that peaceful attorney that I had an issue with. Going back and it was an actual attorney, to my knowledge, allegedly, that I had an issue with. You don't understand. Like, I think people are misinformed about how it works because they never been in a situation where they had to step up and defend what they do. And that's okay, because over here, it was for a year straight. Am I lying, guys? Y'all remember. And I let it be public. I let y'all see it all. Didn't hide nothing about it. But when it comes to people communicating, I'm just very careful. Because a lot of people have tried to send me stuff to trip me up over here, to talk about certain subjects. Let me tell y'all something. There are people sending me subjects directly about X. Why don't I go in on them? Because I know how the game works. I get it. I got to research it myself. I mention a specific topic a certain way. You're going to have people over here like, oh, he said this. I'm very careful on that. I'm very knowledgeable. And I get my videos screened, even the little ones screened by certain people who know how law works. So I already get how it works. I already get the factors. But what I'm speaking about, honestly, they're more shook than anything. Because they're sitting here thinking the case is over. They're sitting here thinking they're not looking into y'all. Put it this way. If you're in relation to him and you're doing criminal stuff, we know already. It's known. It's already shown. The one thing that I do, I bring it to your attention. I warn you. Or I speak about it openly so maybe you could come and defend yourself on an open platform. Let me tell you, social media is one of the best ways you can stand up and defend yourself because it's open to public appeal. So that way, if someone's trying to do something behind the scenes, it openly puts it out there. So you don't have to worry about it being a hidden secret, them doing secret behind the back deals. Like, you don't have to worry about that stuff. I don't even talk about half the stuff I went through that I don't talk about on the platform. So can you imagine what would have happened behind the scenes if I'm talking to you openly and you see comments certain people are putting? Listen, the reason for the weird comments, they're trying to pull a situation where I'm out here like these other bums who she can't seem to go for, which I don't understand. Which is another situation which makes me suspect of you. You can't seem to go for them when they're openly claiming that he's this, he's that. Anything but deceased. Read through the comments. Read what these dummies say. They think we're stupid. You think I'm dumb. Yo. Like, I don't have lawyers watching. Like, are you dumb? For real. For real, though, are you? I know your game. You can't play me like that. And you doing that is funny because it makes me think of who you actually might be. I know how the game works. I've been in it for a while. I done had celebrities come through. Had them come through. Go watch how it started. Like, I think these dummies just they're not up to par. They're just speaking when they read one video. If you've been here since the beginning, already had celebrities come through. I did an open shout out call when I barely had any subs. But I don't sit here bragging about that stuff because I have behind the scenes conversations with these people. I'm not up here for clout. I'm up here to solve an investigation, call out suspects, and it's not me changing suspects. There's a lot of people that's suspect, period. A lot of you belong in jail. That's the truth. I don't wish it on no one, but the truth is a lot of you belong there than other people you falsely got put in there. We know that. So stop playing with me. And I'm doing you a favor by not blowing your spot. By now, I've done mention different people doing different things. You think I couldn't blow one of their spot up and get them investigated? Really? I give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, I don't know who's who and who's really what. Like, be real. Y'all know I know. They know I know. They just want to push it another way so something else happens in a narrative where they're like, okay, he could get sued. I don't play that. I'm really looking at these receipts. I'm really calling out things objectively, people doing stuff. I don't have to sit there and go hard at one person. Yes, we are going to solve this investigation. I am pushing them to figure out the right people. Do I believe the suspects in custody did it? I don't know. But evidence does not show so to date, including their defense. I'm up to par with all of this. Listen, this was years in the making. Don't think because you seen it now, this was an overnight success. I did this. I does this. Been doing it. Been watching. Been learning. The first thing I learned going into this was learn how it works. Learn the ins and outs. Learn things you don't think you need. Then step up and handle business. I was always taught by the best in the business. Stop playing with me. It's crazy, man. I don't think some people really know it's real until a lawyer comes at them trying to sue them for things they said. I don't think they really know. They don't know how it feels. Look, it's like people who lived impoverished. You ain't been through the struggle, so you don't know how to really get through it when it is produced. Facts. Witnesses publicly. Fact or not. Commenters. Fact or not. Did I not have public battles with these people? You could go back through the videos and watch it. That's how real it is. We ain't never sat back talking on safe subjects. That's the thing. And this specifically, and the people who are involved know why. That's why they're like, why is he still talking? You know why I am. You know why. All rights reserved.